I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money, money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling a tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rax.
What up, though?
We got Papa Sus in the TD. I'm joking. We got really? We got the OG
I'm
stick.
about to walk out on your ass.
We got the OG stick filling in for Chris today. Chris is faking sick. You wanna know why, Spinny?
Yeah, what?
You're supposed to wear a wiener suit today.
He was supposed to wear the wiener suit.
JB reigned victorious in Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And he's dodging bullets.
Chris picked against the GOAT. Oh, no, it's JB.
No, it's a tie.
They were supposed to split it. Yeah, I forget. JB had Arizona, and Chris had Tampa, so they split right down the middle.
How do we decide that one, Stick?
I don't know.
Fight to
They
death?
each get it for an hour.
Make them wear it half the show.
Yeah, they each get it for an hour.
All right. That works. At the
Get
same
that
time.
suit, JB.
Yeah, at
They
the
have
same
to wear it
time.
at the same
Well,
time.
unfortunately, Sus has the suit right
Yeah.
now. Chris has the suit. It's apologize.
Suits,
Who the
yeah.
hell
Yeah.
keeps a hot dog costume?
I don't know.
Well,
He might be into some freaky stuff with his
Young
girl. I don't
Seuss.
know. Yeah.
Young Seuss.
Young Seuss. He's not Young Seuss for no reason. But no, we hope you're doing good, Chris. We hope you didn't actually get the vid.
get well soon.
Get well soon. You better be
100%.
back here tomorrow. I'll slap your ass up. No, we have a lot to talk about, obviously, today. Dan Campbell, if you didn't know, was on the Pat McAfee show, and he had some very interesting comments that kind of rubbed people the wrong way. You know, he's just making some jokes. People, he really didn't know what was going on. But we're going to talk about that today. It was really
100%.
funny. And but first thing, R.I.P. to Mike Leach. Great college football coach. He passed away, had a heart attack a couple days ago, and could not recover from it. So, R.I.P. to Mike Leach. He'll be missed. College football lost a good coach on that one. So
Probably had to wear a wiener suit today or something. He decided to opt out, and I'm playing. That's
Dude, can't do that. Can't
Too
do
soon,
that.
man. Too soon.
soon.
So what's with this Drake stuff you got in the prep?
Okay, so according to, I don't remember the outlet specifically. I think it's one of those. They're verified, the real kind of verified. But Drake purchased a necklace with 42 engagement rings placed in it for the 42 times he thought of proposing to a girl and didn't. And unfortunately, it was a video. I don't know if it was copyrighted or not, because again, it's from like actual publication. So I don't know if we could, if we were allowed to have it. But that's like the most Drake-ish I've ever heard.
That's the corniest shit I've ever heard in my life. I just like Drake.
42 times.
He puts out good music. He puts out bangers, but the guy steals everybody's flows, steals total verses from people sometimes.
Yeah.
And then puts out corny shit like this. It's like,
Have you never been in love, Spencer?
no, I don't think so. I don't think I have. I honestly don't think I ever have been in love.
Korean barbecue. You like Korean barbecue?
I love Korean barbecue.
It's
I love
up
those
there.
courtside seats the other day.
Yeah,
Actually, I
that
think I was in love
sick,
in
dude.
high school once, and then
What was her name?
moved on. She who shall not be named.
I'm like, damn it.
I don't think about it anymore. A player formerly known as Mouse Cop. No, but I don't know. It's just cringe to me. Drake is a cringe guy, and that
was cringe.
just seems like something he'd do.
So that's one of the ones that I
operating.
threw in there for young Chris, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a big music guy. He likes to talk all the pop culture stuff surrounding music. JB, what do you make of the light-skinned Drake getting 42 engagement rings in his new necklace?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. That's definitely some Drake stuff.
Total
he would
Drake
do.
stuff.
That's why I said
that's
most
completely
Drake shit
Drake,
ever.
100%.
That's why he made the Her Loss album,
Yeah.
because 42 times.
What do you mean?
I mean, dude must be a real simp if he's fallen in love 42 times.
Yeah, there's no way.
I understand falling in love once, twice.
Stick- How many times have you been in love?
Was it falling in love, or was it how many times he thought of proposing? Because that's what I
mean,
took
you
away.
gotta be in love about to propose to somebody.
Yeah, but you could
Yeah.
think about proposing to the same chick several times, right? Like,
But would you
that's
buy
fair.
a different ring for every?
if I was Drake.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm
That's
broke
fair.
as hell. I'm going to the pawn shop. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, I feel like Drake's in the strip club in Magic City. He's like,
I just fell in
Proposed
love.
to this bitch.
That's what I'm
that.
thinking the irony is. Like, he was at Magic City, like, oh, fell in love once. I almost proposed to that stripper.
I fell in love
I
with
can
the stripper.
relate now. I can relate now.
I did
You
fall
thought I
in love
was
with the
feeling you?
stripper. It was at,
You thought I was
it was at
feeling you?
Coliseum in 8 Mile. We already heard the story of it where I had the pork chop in one, or the lamb chop in one hand, about $3,000 in the other hand, and the fattest ass on a white girl I've ever seen on me.
Was that girl with the wagon easy?
It was good.
Like, you got a wagon.
She's got the wagon.
There's another one I follow on Instagram too. I haven't gone up there just because she would. Yeah, it's one of the ones that probably promotes to.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that. Stick, how many times you been in love in your life?
Probably like 4.
4.
What about you?
Twice.
Twice? JB? JB's like once.
Once. Yeah,
That's what he has to
JB's
say.
JB's a wit.
Twice, if anything.
Ooh, gonna get in trouble now. I got some other stuff. Obviously, we got Bam Margera in the news. He's hospitalized bedside with COVID and some other stuff too. He's been on a downward spiral. That's actually why they kicked him out of Jackass 2.
Yeah.
I guess I just want to make that notable because like he was part of like my childhood, man.
Yeah.
Bam Margera, Don
Viva La
Vito.
Bam?
Yeah, Viva La Bam was like the show, man. It was the go-to.
Viva La Bam was a good show, very funny show. Obviously, the original Jackasses were very funny with Bam involved. So hopefully he gets right. Hopefully he gets his body right, gets his mind right, and he goes on with it. But man, you hate to see somebody in that situation.
100%. That was the best show. That was you know, everyone like does all these pranks like the clout chase and stuff like that. They did that before it was
It
thing,
originally started with Bam just painting everything in his parents' kitchen blue.
Yeah, they were viral content before there was the internet.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna start like repurposing that. You know, you're like once in a while like go across like Twitter or something like that. It's just something old or like, from an old movie. Like, how is that stuff never repurposed?
You guys should just start coming in and beating the hell out of somebody during a show every once in a while.
Yeah,
Chris.
we take a big
the
Chris
shit out
on
of
the
Chris when he
toilet.
comes back.
I was thinking Adam, but all right.
Yeah, that works too.
So before the show started, we talking about like which former Woodward employees would come back for revenge, and like
For revenge.
I feel like Adam would be one to come back for revenge. So
Come back for revenge.
He may be safe.
like don't come to work on Monday type shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll pull a Chris that day.
Adam would be one.
I'm gonna stay home with my wieners
I'm
today.
happy. I was cool with everybody that I worked with. So if anything happens, hopefully I get the thanks.
See?
That's actually why
That's why I'm
Chris
super
called
nice.
off, so he could come in here and clap all of us.
Whoa,
That's
you scared me.
that's like
He was young Suze for quite a while.
that's a real possibility.
Yeah, that was. You can't be just throwing it out there. Steak now. This has got warm here.
Yeah.
Jeez. I have a question for you guys. So I'm in a new fantasy league this year. It's a league I didn't want to be in when the season first started. Was that a sound drop, or did you make that noise?
I don't know.
But either way, you didn't hear that?
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh, that's right. Either way, so it was a $300 buy-in, and at the time I told my boy, I'm like, yo, that's steep, son. That's like, I'd love to like participate, but I know that's out of my budget at the moment. He's like, no, it's cool, man. Like, we could push it out. We just need an extra person in the league, and obviously we do the show and stuff like that too. So like, obviously, it was, I could promote us as well. Your boy finished the season, regular season, obviously heading to playoffs. Number 1 in points, number 1 record. So there's payouts for those.
Yeah.
So now the number 2 guy who had been receiving the points for is bitching about it. He's like, oh no, just throw it into the playoff pot now, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, I joined the league like a day before the draft. Like, you can't like just pull out these rules now. Am I in the wrong, or is he like acting like a straight bitch?
He's acting like a bitch for sure. It's like we talked about it in the back. Oh, you're going to cash app somebody your $300 entry fee so they can cash app you back that $300 for winning most points. Get over it, man. You lost.
Like, yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah. Just being soft.
Stick, you do a lot of fantasy.
Yep.
What's your take? Again, I got joined the day before the draft. There was no rules. It was just like, shit, we need somebody. And I told him no. And he just kept saying, no, we need
So now he doesn't want to pay you out?
No, they're trying to add the payout to like the playoff total. Which
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm a principled guy. We agreed on something, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. It's like one day before the draft. Like I understand if like that was laid out, or like you can't wait to the end of the season when you're already in second place. Like, don't be like, he's like, oh, I don't have no problem being a bad guy. I'm like, you're not being a bad guy. You're being a bitch.
Yeah.
A straight like bitch. That's you, Phil. He was also the guy that vetoed the Amari Cooper trade.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's scared.
have you lost any friends over fantasy football?
No.
Dude, it was getting dicey. It's gotten dicey in this group chat.
I've left leagues without playing, without paying. Like, I've dropped my whole team just to spite the league and screw things up. Like, I become a vindictive dude when somebody starts messing with the way things are. Like, I was playing in this one fantasy football league. The commissioner approved a trade. 2 weeks later, rescinded the trade. Put the players after 2 games had been played, and I lost a game I would have won had he kept it original. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not playing in this damn league anymore. Crazy. And I left the league, and it caused chaos. And it's just like, people get so crazy over fantasy football. I know guys that have literally fought.
That's what's going down in this league. These dudes are like, yeah, let's meet up there. I'm like, whoa, guys, I make content. Like, let's at least film this.
Hey, man, if they want to roll up here, man, I think me and Spencer down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We got your back, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
JB, you in?
I'm riding.
Let's go. Let's go. No,
We're going to have Chris Goff on him.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone in the chat was like siding with me too, because like it'd be different. Again, we had the whole entire season to like make this decision or make this argument.
Yeah, it'd be different if they were like constantly reminding you, like, Easy, we need that 300.
Yes, and that wasn't the case.
That 300, and yeah.
You wait till you fell into second place, and now your sorry ass is mad about not getting the money. Mm-hmm. And like you said, you cash app it to me to cash app it right back.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
See, I got worked up. Almost dropped it.
You're getting worked up.
Don't drop that.
Hey,
don't drop that.
Neil and D-Mac dropped a couple GDs on BDE today. They're getting fired up.
Terry gets going sometimes.
No, not Terry. Neil and D-Mac.
Get out of here.
Yeah, Neil dropped the GD. D-Mac dropped a couple GDs.
Because GDs stick. You've been radio for like time. Are GDs allowed on there? Or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
they are.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. There are.
But we can't say them here. That's like our.
There's like such. It's obviously the F word, the S word. You got to stay away from those, like flat out. And like you could say ass.
You can't say hole.
You can't put those two together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very strange rules. And at the end of the day, FCC violations are only FCC violations if someone complains. So technically, you can say whatever the hell you want as long as no one complains.
No wonder Big Sean gets away with it so much.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Ass.
Oh.
Well, you can say ass.
You can say ass.
He just couldn't say asshole.
Can you imagine someone made a song about assholes? Just the whole of an ass. You would. You listen to Future.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Future guy.
You were jamming the Future in the car the other day.
That's crazy, man. Someone's got to let Adam know about that rule.
Honestly. Let Adam know he's good. You can let him rip. No, but we got a lot to get into.
Yes, sir.
We talked about Dan Campbell being on Pat McAfee's show today, talking with Evan Foxy about the brand new Lions. They're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about revisiting our top 10 quarterback list and if there are any changes that need to be made. Is Goff a good enough quarterback to get the Lions to the Super Bowl?
Man, we should tease that one right off the rip.
Do you think the success the Lions are experiencing right now can be sustained? And what are the factors in that success? But first, Easy, tell us about Moneyball Sportswear.
Well, Phil, if I had paid you that $300, you wouldn't have been able to spend it on Moneyball Sportswear because you came in second. Unfortunately, you never would have touched the money. So you're acting like a straight clown. But if you didn't want to look fresh while you're crying, I'd go to Moneyball Sportswear, man. Moneyball Sportswear, it's a one-stop shop, whether you're looking for the athletic apparel or uniforms for your team. Moneyball has it all. Stop in the Moneyball showroom in South Bend and experience the only way to ball or visit them at moneyballsportswear.com. Moneyball, it's the only way to ball, baby.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Jeff Akuta and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. Jeff Akuta gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. Together, Jeff and Chad have been game planning all year long to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families. Special thanks to Lions players Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tracy Walker, Will Harris, and more, along with Lions alumni Lomas Brown and Joyak Bell, and the awesome people at Lighthouse Coolidge Community Building in Oak Park. Together, we'll make sure every child has new shoes, warm coats, hats, and socks, plus free haircuts to help everyone feel their best. And don't forget Woodward Sports' Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and Darren McCarty will be there too. Hope for the holidays from Jeff Akuta and Wicked Awesome Wishes. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is The Butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, that's 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. And again, shout out to Chef Dave for having the birth of his newest child. Hope all is well with the family. Hope everyone is healthy. The man obviously knows how to handle his meat, so go buy some at thebutcherysl.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
What up, though?
We got Stick, the legend, filling in the TD booth. Thank you. R.I.P. Chris. No, just kidding, Chris. Hope you get well soon. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. It's time to talk about Dan the Man Campbell.
Dan the Man Campbell.
Making his second appearance in the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
And making a bit of an ass of himself, question mark? I can't tell if he's trolling us.
He's 100% trolling.
If that's the case, he is so good at it.
He's so cool.
I understand why the teams bought in, at 1-6. I genuinely, it felt like a genuine
He can sell water to a well. Yeah, we have the video.
Let's run it.
You'll be able to tell he's trolling.
All right.
Here's another thing that happened. These things happen during the game, but so we're in that situation, and the fans are doing the wave around the stadium, and so I'm just watching, and I hear Ben Johnson's like, "Hey, coach, you want to?" And I'm so focused on the wave, and I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And I look up, and we're throwing it to Panay, and I'm like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Coach said it was fine. So, but it worked out great. It was unbelievable. Listen, we knew it would be wide open. We worked the heck out of it. We've seen him run the reps. We've seen him flip his hips. He's got soft hands. And the only thing the only thing I was worried about that I want to make sure Goff got to him was make sure you stay in bounds. Stay in bounds, in bounds. And he was great.
That's good.
He's just too damn good at it. If that's the case,
it's obvious. It is the case. That is the case. It was a joke.
You're telling yourself that.
No, it's the truth. You listen to what he's saying.
At
the end of it, after he makes the joke, he's like, "Yeah, we knew it was be open. We worked it a lot. They set it up 2 plays before by running Penei Sewell in the same motion and not having him go out for the route." This is why Dan Campbell is the man. This is why 100%. Motor City Dan Campbell is the man. Because you look at could you imagine? He who shall not be named, Matt Patricia.
You just said it. Why would you say he should not be saying?
Because
you just pulled that Kanye was like, I can't say the name. What kind of doctor he was?
Don't compare me to Kanye, please. But could you imagine Matt Patricia going into an interview and cracking jokes like that, or playing into the role of what he's labeled at? No, dude, Matt Patricia's a loser, and Dan Campbell is the man.
His clutch time or going to work time was
dagger
time. Dude, that sounds like something a 45-year-old man would say before he bones his wife. Dagger time?
Yeah.
What 1950s comic book did you pull that shit from? Why'd you brought up his name and you got me all worked up. But to Dan Campbell's point, I do believe, just as you said, I think he was just messing around with Pat McAfee and the boys. But, dude, comedians, the really good ones, they're good storytellers. They get you sucked into, the moment, into the story. And then you're listening, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And you're laughing all the crowd. And then he says that, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
You're
I do that to you every day.
The head football coach.
You don't think Dan Campbell could do it?
No. I
do it to you. I do it to you literally every day.
But you do it like serious stuff or like out of the blue. He's like answering like a. And that's one of the best plays of the game. And he actually said the same thing too about the fake punt that he like didn't get his hand on the button in time.
Joke, man.
I definitely think that because, like he said, he spoke with Jared Goff beforehand or whatever, and he was like, but that also could have been, if the story was real, it also could have been like during the week. It's still a play they certainly practice.
Play they ran, but also like
it
I
could
said,
have been like in practice this week, like, hey, if we run this, you got to make sure this big baby beluga mofo stays in bounds.
They
so we keep the clock running.
They set that play up right before it. It's the guy is just. He's just being himself. He's just cracking jokes with the boys.
Yeah.
He dropped the F-bomb. Like, dude.
Yeah.
I love Dan Campbell.
It just sells into all the stereotypes about him, too. Like, just watching the wave.
Exactly. That's what he's buying into that. People think he's the dumbest guy in the room. He said that before.
Yeah.
I want you to think I'm the dumbest guy in the room.
Yeah.
And you can come in there, you can get smacked by the dumbest guy in the room. You come in there and take an L to the dumbest guy. As he's playing into it, he's playing into the whole, oh, yeah, I'm not really, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I'm at, stuff like that. So it's funny.
Stick.
Lighten up a little bit.
Where are you at with this thing?
I love Dan Campbell. You know that. At first, when I heard it, I was like, "This dude didn't this dude's one of us on the sideline, just like looking up at the stands, like, wow, this is pretty cool." But after like you said, the fake punt call where he's like, the mic didn't work. I was saying don't run it, and they went and ran it.
Yeah.
Like I think he's trolling a little bit, and like you said, he loves to play the ho hum, I'm an idiot guy, and I love that out of him because those are the type of people that are dangerously smart.
Yes, that's what this feel like that too. Like some people are like that smart, like you missed the joke. You know what I'm saying? It goes above your head. But the execution, like I said, was perfect.
It was perfect.
JB.
I play dumb all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you don't play dumb.
I love that about Dan Campbell. That's you, bud. That's you. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, what was that?
What was that, Spit?
What? Nothing.
All right, Shannon and Skip up there.
Yeah. Taking personal shots at me. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah.
Skip. I hate Skip. Yeah. I didn't want to even talk.
Skip.
It disgusts me that man's on TV. And then by the way, too, like I'm more sensitive to that topic too of like analysts or people who like there are conveyor belts of opinions. Like you're gonna say some stuff wrong. You're speaking live every day. You're gonna goof up on a couple words. Like I have that in mind when like criticizing these people. Skip Bayless, the stupidest.
Yeah.
Dumb. Like I guess it's like insulting. His like the way he goes about it all because like it's like you really think I'm that stupid that you believe that, or are you that effing stupid that you believe that?
Yeah.
Because there's just no way in hell he believes half the BS this man says. It just blows my mind.
But Skip's a genius.
He does.
But he's not though. Like I see through it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like.
But he is at creating content and creating controversy, and that's what his job is there for. Like, what else does Skip Bayless offer you besides he stirs the pot?
Yeah.
He's got a good shoe game.
He does. That's the only thing is like if you're gonna do it, like make it believable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be defending Baker Mayfield and then be at the same time be the guy who routinely bashes LeBron James.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to say that he's the greatest.
Right. They both suck.
He diminishes him beyond like the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't and then the same try to defend Baker Mayfield of all people. Like, come on, bro. But JB, to the Dan Campbell stuff, I apologize for getting off topic. So you got me going with Skip.
No, actually, when I first watched it, I was like, dude, I felt like Stick. Like, he's stupid like all of us. Like, hey, he's looking at the scoreboard. Like, hey. All right, but yeah, no, I finally see it. It's a joke. He's trolling all of us right now. He's just having fun because all the pressure is off now. No more of that 1-6 we're talking about. Now we're just talking about this long win streak that they've had right now. So he's just going out there having fun and just letting everybody know that, hey, I'm chill, I'm calm now, I'm relaxed. No more stressing at the podium anymore. Taking my hat off, wondering what I'm gonna do next. So he's just having fun with us right now, and I'm here for it. I'm just enjoying it.
And winning breeds the ability to do things like this. Mm-hmm. Like winning breeds, like JB said, you're not up at the podium sweating it out, worried, answering the questions about how is this going to get better, how are you going to turn this around, what's going on with your quarterback situation. You don't have to worry about any of that. You're just worried about what's going on next, who's up next, because you just won that game. And I wouldn't be mad if you did it either. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't be mad because it worked out.
Yeah.
So
it's like if it were real, which I don't believe it is, to be honest with you, at the end of the day. But if it were real, it's an extra step of stupid So obviously, if the story was real, the story itself is stupid. You got distracted by the wave, and you're in the fourth quarter of the game. You got to, right near the 2-minute mark. You're only down. I'm sorry, you're only up by 8, so they could easily tie it. They did get the ball. That's stupid in itself. But to also not have the wherewithal to keep that to yourself and share it on, I'd say, the biggest sports platform. I know that ESPN is ESPN, but let's be real about it. Everyone consumes everything through the internet and through clips nowadays. And Pat McAfee is the biggest net.
For sure.
And then obviously Detroit sports, that's us. We the big dogs.
Yeah.
I'm the daddy. But
I'm grown.
I'm grown.
Yeah.
But yes, I definitely don't believe that he's that stupid. There's no way he's become the head coach. There's no way. Yeah.
He's not. There's no way a head coach is detached from a 1-score game with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Looking at the wave. It's like Dan Campbell during game time is not easy during the show, where just anything that moves past him, he's like, oh, what was I talking about? No, but it's like.
Do you think Mike McDaniel is that too?
Yes. I can see Mike McDaniel being like that.
Oh, definitely.
In his interviews, I'm like, he's
like, hey,
what is this guy on?
Hey, how about we run the one where you score the touchdown? I like that one.
Yeah.
Dude, this dude is just ripping backwards like on the practice field.
Sure.
But Dan Campbell's the man.
When Mike McDaniel was on Pat, we're going to say something else, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
When Mike McDaniel was on Pat McAfee, he was like, he would start a sentence. He had like mashed potato brains, like straight up. He'd be like, "Yeah,
you can't say that.
My best friend has mashed potato brains. I can."
All right, that's fair.
He's like, "Yo, I'm going to 7-Eleven to buy some, a pack of blacks and a Beat CD, and there's cats. And I really love cats though too. And like my favorite color is red because like I've seen this red cat. It was like, what are you talking about right now? I was just so lost. And I think is like because he is kind of like super genius. I don't have a hard time buying into that one, especially if that's truly how he operates. But like he is delaying the time in which you can't get like actual information out of him because he's just rambling about nonsense. But some smart people are just like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, I don't want to bring this up. Maybe I have stick speak on it, but I won't even bring it up actually.
No,
but
I know exactly what you're going to say. Don't.
You know how they say there's a fine line between brilliance and insanity?
Yes.
Mike McDaniel walks it.
He does. And who you were about to bring up, we don't need that brought up.
Well, that guy's definitely on a certain side.
That guy's definitely on the complete opposite side of it. And you already brought him up once today, so you don't have to do it a second time.
Jared Goff, the Finns will be happy to hear this next segment.
Yeah, they will. They're going to be really happy. But if you need some defense to make sure that the Jared Goff lovers don't get to you, you can just go to Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm will keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road with their 24/7 local monitoring. They make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800
Stay out.
That's 1-800
Stay out
right now and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff a Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward and Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff a Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Look at this.
Somebody come look at this.
This is what Ryan Armani used to look like before Custom Health. Nobody wants to look like that. That is just awful. You would never want to look like that. Thanks to Custom Health, Ryan Armani nice. Now looks like that.
Oh my God!
Thanks, Ryan Armani. And everybody wants to look like that. Custom Health helped him lose 20 plus pounds. And yes, this is just 20 pounds off. Good. You know, the camera adds 20 pounds. Well, Ryan Armani lost those 20 pounds and another 20 pounds thanks to Custom Health Centers. Call 844-789-8446 today. That's 844-789-8446 and let Custom Health Centers help you lose some weight.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodWardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy Joe by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We got Stick in the TD booth filling in for young Seuss. Appreciate you. JB's moving the ones and twos. Next time we get that transition, I'm about to act like I'm on. Like, I like the cue. All right, guys.
That's why you would be worried about the wave and not hearing the play call.
Maybe I'm just pretending.
Good point.
I told Jared Goff make sure fat tub of law at stayed in bounds. You keep that fat ass in bounds, big boy. All right, guys. Speaking of Jared Goff, it's a top 10 Tuesday.
It is.
Spinny, you were hesitant on this one, but I love it. People do rankings all the time.
Yeah,
Rankings
we just did this last week, but yeah, we can
weekly rankings, baby.
We can redo the quarterback top 10 rankings.
You want to know why I want to do them for real?
Why?
Jared Goff might be in my top 10.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. He's in mine.
He's in yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I texted it to you.
I didn't look at it because I was gonna make it, and I wanted to be surprised.
Yeah.
Because you were like hesitant, so I thought you were like, I don't want people to know he's in my top 10.
Yeah, no, I mean he is.
Those.
You see, Lamar Jackson went down, so that boots him out. So he's out of the top 10.
Oh, so it's a pity invite.
No, because he's not number 10. I got him at number. I think it was number 7.
Are you playing stupid or are you just stupid right now?
No, I might just be stupid right now.
Stick, did you make one?
No, I got him in number 8.
No?
I got him in number 8.
Number 8?
Yeah.
No, I didn't make one.
Jared Goff, this week, my top 10 is number 7.
Number 7?
Number 7.
Okay.
Top 5 in touchdowns. He only has 7 interceptions in a year. And we've been over the numbers. I don't know if you still have it on your sheet from yesterday, but in the past 6 games, or even want to go 5 games, because 5 games gets him at 69%, which is nice. But in the past 6 games, dude's been clean. He's been very, very clean. And then, like, some of it you could attribute to, like, all right, you know, clean games, 1 touchdown, because you're mostly running the ball and you're keeping it tight to the vest, and you're not as explosive. But he's been going deep these past 2 weeks.
Yeah, my 6 through 10 are Tua, Geno, Goff, Brady, Rodgers.
Tua, Geno,
Goff, Brady, Rodgers.
Okay.
I got to keep Geno over Goff just because he's got a better season, better completion percentage, more yards, more touchdowns. It's,
couple more interceptions, but you got to count in the fact too that he has the rushing yards to go with it. I think he's at 9.
Yeah.
No,
he's at 8.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goff's in my top 10, guys. So for all you Goff goblin, I ain't gonna go there because we can't say those words per stick. But I had to, and for me, it's not even just because of Lamar Jackson going down. Because even before Lamar Jackson went down, he was kind of struggling a little bit. It just took an L to Trevor Lawrence, who's in my number 10 pick, by the way, too. Is Trevor Lawrence? Actually, I think
Trevor Lawrence should be in there too. Probably.
I think I moved T-Law to my 8 spot. Brady, because they had a rough game against the 49ers, is down my 9th, and then 10 is Tua. Tua had an awful game.
You moved him all the way down to 10?
I moved him all the way down to 10.
He was at like 4.
Tyreek Hill is the very sole purpose of him even existing on this list.
That's more
Tyreek Hill was not.
He has 1 bad game and you move him to 10?
It's not because he has 1 bad game. It's who he is without Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's blessing that man.
Okay,
well,
this
Did
is
you
not,
watch the game?
This is season rankings, right? Because I don't think Jared Goff is the 10th best quarterback throughout history so far in this league.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's
so he's having the
Hill.
10th best season.
He had Tyreek Hill
Because of one bad game, you had him at 4 in the last ranking.
For me, it's not just season, right? Because if it's just season, then Jared Goff would have been in our top 10 last week. We're being real about it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
because I went through all the stats with Lamar going down. Yeah, you could creep in there. I said I had him at 12.
But last week he could have crept in there too.
He had 2 games since then.
If we're going based off the season,
we did this before the Jacksonville game.
Because I'm going.
These are the best 2 games of his season. So that pushes him in the top 10.
Well, you're talking about on the season. Last week he could have been there too because he's still top 10.
We did him 2 weeks ago. We did top 10 quarterbacks 2 weeks ago.
Was that 2 weeks
before?
ago?
Yeah, because we did receivers last week.
I think we did both last week.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure we did. Are you stupid? Are you playing?
No,
I'm
pretty sure you guys did both last week.
Yeah, we did do both last week.
QBs.
That's why you're bitching about doing it. Are we going to do it 2 weeks in a row?
One bad game to move Tua down 6 spots.
Stick, are you surprised? We got your boy Goff in the top 10.
I'm just proud of you guys. Like it takes a real man to admit when he's wrong. And you guys were so wrong and so way off.
I'm not wrong.
I'm just proud of you guys that you've come to see the light.
You give a mouse.
It's definitely good.
He's still not the quarterback of the future.
He's turned him out to what do you call it?
What I said in the chat yesterday, he's Marty McFly. He's the quarterback of the future and the present.
Yeah, no, yeah. See, no.
I feel like that doesn't make sense.
Back to the future.
Yeah, but you said present.
He's the quarterback of the present.
The back is past tense and future is forward. You're saying he's the present and the future.
The guy's having a great year. You can't hold it.
No, he is, man.
He had his best 2 games in consecutive weeks in big spots. But still,
and he's going deep too. Like this is the second most air yards in his career.
You look at his stat. We'll see if he can do it on the road in these next couple games. Because on the road so far this year, he only has 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 5 games, and at home he's got 20 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in 8 games. So still need to see it on the road. But no, Jared Goff's having a terrific year, no doubt. Like I said, these past 2 weeks have been probably the best 2 performances in a Lions uniform.
In his career, almost, honestly. Besides that one game against Patrick Mahomes when he was a Ram, he's playing the best football he's ever played, period.
Yeah,
period. He's like, 2018 is for sure like the best, right? Because he literally set records that year, the 13th most explosive offense in NFL history. But this year, you really do got to give him credit because he cleaned up a lot of the mistakes he did have. Like you're seeing that throughout the season, almost in sequence with the defense too for the Detroit Lions. Like Jared Goff in the beginning of the season had a sloppy start. There was a lot of turnovers, whether it's through the air and interceptions or whether it was on the ground and fumbles. And he still had some inaccurate issues too. You go back to the DJ Chark situation on Thanksgiving. But guess what, Stick? You got to give him credit because he corrected that. We see him now twice, back-to-back weeks, go deep to DJ Chark. And guess what he didn't do, guys? He didn't go back shoulder the sideline behind him. He threw it ahead of him, like you're supposed to in that situation. But he learned from that. And that doesn't mean he's not limited. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still, even his own offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, said in the press conference last week, we think he can make most throws that we give him. Kind of like limiting that window, like most throws that we give him. But, I mean, it's capable. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. And clearly enough. He's top 10, top 5 statistically when it comes on the touchdowns and interception ratio.
Yeah, it's impressive. He had, like you said, in the beginning of the year, it was very sloppy. He had 6 of his 7 interceptions in the first 6 games of the year.
Yeah.
So since then, he's been taking care of the ball, and in a situation like this, when you're asked to do that, when you take care of the ball and you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers behind a great offensive line, where in the past 6 games he hasn't been sacked in 4 of them. So it helps a lot. He's making plays. He's getting the ball in the hands of his playmakers. In the past games, we've seen him take a couple shots down the field that have worked out. So I like to see that. And he's been playing very well.
And you brought up something actually extremely important in my opinion too. And as a heavyweight, I want to make sure these guys get their due credit. The offensive line for the Detroit Lions, in my book, is officially top 3. I think it's back-to-back weeks he's gone untouched in terms of like taking actual sacks.
He hasn't been sacked by the Vikings yet this year.
Yeah.
So, they don't play him again, so they're not going to say. You remember how bad Stafford used to get ripped up by the Vikings? Daniil Hunter used to demolish Matthew Stafford. Zadarius Smith. Well, he played for the Packers.
Yeah.
Before he was on this is his first year on the Vikings.
Oh, you're talking about just the Vikings in general?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about their pass rushers.
No, yeah, the Vikings used to demolish Stafford, and so far this year, the Vikings have not sacked the Lions quarterback.
And somehow ESPN has, Stephen A. said, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to rank the Detroit Lions offensive line 27.
Blasphemous.
What?
Yeah, and then they moved up to 24.
What?
Yeah. Advanced analytics. QBR, I don't mess with it.
Yeah.
There's another ESPN make-believe stat. Easy analytics. I swear I'm going to start making it. I'm going to start just saying ridiculous stuff, too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have it make sense, though, too. Like, you just got to carry the 4 over here. But no, as a heavyweight, I want my heavyweight to get their damn credit, though.
Facts.
Because, and this is not a knock on golf, but when you have that type of protection, you should be putting up those kind of numbers. And I'm not telling you, I promise you it's not a bash on golf because he's still executing the throws. Like, to be honest with you, the throw to Penei Sewell, you can say what you want about it being short, but you still have to have enough touch on it to give it to a guy who's like kind of inexperienced in catching those passes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Penei does have some silky mitts. I don't doubt it at all. But like, if he's not routinely catching passes, you kind of have to give him when he's capable of catching for sure. Like, you see,
Dan Campbell said he could be an All-Pro tight end.
Yeah,
Dude,
if he lost some weight, he could be a Hall of Fame tight end.
Listen, he turned around, caught that thing, obviously lost his balance, ended up diving 4 yards. He gets such a big body, but like,
I don't think he lost his balance to do that. If you listen to what Dan Campbell was saying today, they were yelling at him to stay in bounds. So I think he got the 9 yards. He's like, get the hell down.
Yeah. I wanted to see him turn that boy upfield, start cracking some of those things. Could you imagine Penei Sewell in a full sprint with the ball in his hands, going at a safety
bulldozer?
Wigan wants that. To be honest with you, as a Detroit Lions fan, I don't personally. I mean, it'd be sweet to see, but somebody dove at his legs. I'm good on that. I don't want that to be a situation.
And they also said that play, they designed that play to be used in the end zone to get him a touchdown. But like, they needed that yardage right there.
Yeah.
So they're like, give me that play. We'll get that. It was a third down, 2 minutes left, fourth quarter, 1 possession game. They throw the ball to Penei Sewell for a first. It was amazing.
You know what I love about that play more than anything is the next time they run it and the defensive end's got to decide, or the linebacker's got to decide if they're going to roll with Penei.
Yeah.
He's going to be on a blocking mission, and they're going to be playing him to pass, and he is going to truck somebody.
That's why you love Ben Johnson.
That's why you love Ben Johnson, let alone how he can disguise these plays, the amount of action he has off of different looks in this run game, where he has guards pulling, tackles pulling, centers pulling the other way, the wham blocks on outside and inside defensive linemen. It scares not only the defensive linemen because they don't know where they're going to get hit from, who's going to hit them, but you can build so much off of each motion. You can run the same exact motion, same exact call, same exact blocking scheme with 5 different outcomes on the play.
Ever since Ben Johnson became OC, I've loved it because that's the kind of stuff you see out of Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
You see the same formation 12 times with different plays out of it, and it messes with your defender's head. And by the way, that's why it wasn't covered. They thought it was a run play for sure. Yeah. Who's throwing to that guy?
Who's throwing that big boy out there? You know, who's making the
number
ball?
Number 7th quarterback in the league. That's
it is obviously that. And wintertime in Detroit.
You mentioned big boy. That's why I threw it up. I thought you were segueing into it. All right.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo. That sounds good. I'm going to have to get some of that. How about breakfast? They got stuffed potato pancakes back. They got the Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop into your local Big Boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Found it! Chili Peppers tan is a lot easier to find by you than it is here in the computer because they got places all over Metro Detroit and they got the hottest bulbs. They got the hottest deals. Plus, they will get you the deepest, darkest tans. I mean, you've seen Maz here. Maz has that tan that you want, that nice, silky olive skin. You can get it at Chili Peppers Tanning. You can turn from Spencer to Easy, and it's real quick. Chili Peppers Tan. Whoa! Before and after, baby.
Hey, this is
You're supposed to be olive.
I didn't get out that much this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we were grinding.
Grinding a lot during the summer.
JB, would you make the quarterback range? Do we do it right?
I think so. Goff definitely has to be in that top 10 position, like at least 7 or 8. I know there's a couple people above him after. I'm definitely dropping Kirk Cousins below him right now.
Oh yeah, Kirk Cousins wasn't on my list before that. I don't think.
No, not for me.
And yeah, Lamar fell off the list because he got injured, and Jared Goff goes ahead of Brady and Rodgers.
And Lamar was your 10, right?
Lamar was my 10. Yeah.
Justin Herbert last week.
Justin Herbert, I moved him up to 4.
Yeah, Justin Herbert crept all the way up to 5 for me. I mean, my first 4 are essentially the same. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow, Herbert.
I put Allen to 4 and moved Hurts to 3. I got Mahomes, Burrow, Hurts, Allen.
You have Allen at 4?
Yeah.
I think the elbow thing is like...
It's definitely lingering.
Yeah.
It's definitely lingering.
I'm not beating him up too much for that. But this is going to be like a Goff fan's dream, the way today's show is mapping out. And
honestly,
to be honest with you guys too, like people stick with the camera, I was smiling, cheesing. But to be honest with you guys, like it's you guys were the sensitive ones. I got to keep it real. Like we've always kept it a buck. We've always kept it 100. We gave you our actual opinion on the situations. Like people said, this is the thing that bothered me the most. People were like, you're not giving him credit. On Monday, Spinny, did we not say he had his best game in Honolulu Blue?
Oh yeah.
Is that not giving the man credit?
Is that not giving him credit? No. And I looked up.
What do they want?
I looked up.
Like, what are you looking for?
Little gluck gluck.
Little gluck gluck. In BDE, before the season started, we did our preview of Lions players' stats.
Yeah.
For the season, we did Amon-Ra, DeAndre Swift.
I think we did that
Jared
too.
Goff. And for Jared Goff, I had him at 3,500 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So I thought he was going to have a pretty good year.
Yeah. I told you. I said this yesterday too.
Yeah.
I argued you and Owen that this may be the most complete offense he's been a part of. Not the best, but the most complete in terms of offensive line, a run game, and receivers. And by the way, too, you guys are going at me for the receivers. We're going to get to later in the show. DJ Chark, now he's healthy, looking nice. Amon-Ra St. Brown looking nice. Josh Reynolds been a very nice surprise to have.
Josh Reynolds cancels out because he's on both teams.
That's fair. Another debate. But for the Jared Goff lovers, the sticks in the world, the people further than the stick, the Goff gobblers, I call them, I wanted to bring up the conversation again that they think that you can win a Super Bowl with Goff. That was the argument. We always argued against that. I don't think that you could win a Super Bowl. I didn't think you could win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
I mean, facts are against it.
100%. But then somebody brought up a point to me. And they're like, look at the rest of the quarterbacks currently slotted that could make the Super Bowl in the NFC right now.
And making the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl are two giant differences. Okay. I think there's only one team in the NFC that has a legitimate chance of winning the Super Bowl.
I'll go through the names right now. You got the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
You got the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
You got Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, which he looked good again, by the way.
He looked good again.
Damn good again.
I mean, that team doesn't need a quarterback.
He beat Tom Brady. Not that they're on this, not that they play against each other like, whatever. But
the way that team is built, they don't need a quarterback.
Tom Brady will be there. Dak Prescott, Taylor Heineke, and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So
and then you got Geno Smith and Jared Goff.
Yep, Geno Smith, Jared Goff. I think Geno's on the outside looking in as it sits now.
Realistically, who I would trust more in a Super Bowl than Jared Goff? Obviously, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The guy, that's what he does, is win Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts, I think, has the ability to win a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, if he's put in that situation, I could see that. And then that's where you got to slide Goff in. I'm not going to take Taylor Heineke. I'm not going to take Taylor Heineke, Daniel Jones, Purdy. Cousins and Goff they're very similar to me.
Yeah.
So you can put them both in there. And say it's said and done. That being said, I think the 4 most likely teams to win the Super Bowl, or the 4 teams that I'd say are probably going to win the Super Bowl, reside in the AFC.
Yeah.
But
for the NFC guys, like, who do you think's going there?
yeah, it'd be Hurts, Brady, Dak, Cousins, and Goff.
Yeah. Yeah, I put on my list is probably 3 to 4 guys that I'd take over Goff on this list. But again, that's the same scenario and situation we've given you all season. Like, yeah, you can make the playoffs with Jared Goff. We never said you couldn't make the playoffs with Jared Goff. We just didn't say you're going to win the big one, especially when you're paying him $30 million. But I will say this, and this is the thing I love about the internet. Stick, you guys call it the wax back in the day. Put it on wax. It's set in stone. I'm sorry. But the situation with Jared Goff, yes, we are paying him a top 10 salary as it is right now. I think next year falls in the bottom half of the top 10, or maybe even like outside around 12. But nonetheless, we had those extra draft picks to kind of like make up for that. Because like the philosophy behind having that rookie quarterback is you could fit more guys on your team because you could pay more guys because it's a team sport at the end of the day. But the situation Detroit Lions have to where it can work with Jared Goff, and I'm giving you guys a bit of a doubt, is that those extra draft picks are that team. You know what I'm saying? The extra team that you sign typically when you have a guy in a rookie deal. And as long as you have a GM like Brad Holmes knocking him out the park the way he is now, the James Houston thing is literally insane. The Malcolm Rodriguez thing is literally insane. Amon-Ra St. Brown's insane. I mean, this guy is hitting homers in every single point in the draft. If you have a GM that's doing that consistently, you have the 2 extra first-round picks next year. You have 2 second-round picks next year.
Yeah. The only thing for me is
it's doable.
At the end of Jared Goff's contract, you got to start paying these guys. You're going to have to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown because his contract will be up. Because he doesn't have that extra year because he wasn't a top draft pick. You're going to have to pay eventually Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell. Obviously, we all love Malcolm, Kirby Joseph, all those guys. You're going to have to pay them if you want to retain them. And that's where you get a rookie quarterback, you bring that in so you have the flexibility to pay the guys that have proven to be elite.
Can I ask you guys a question? Philosophically.
Yes.
The team's offensively looks complete right now, right? It looks like it's a solid offensive. I'm not saying it can't get better, but I'm saying as a core, it's pretty complete. The defense is starting to come along. Are you willing to waste 2 years on a rookie learning the system if the team is already put together the way it is?
Yes.
Or are you more comfortable leaving it in Jared Goff's hands? Because that's where I am with the team, and that's why I like Jared Goff so much. Like, if the team's good, I don't need a guy to come in and learn. What I need is a guy to come in and not mess it up. And Jared Goff is the guy that cannot mess it up. Now, obviously, there's been examples of it working, like an Alex Smith and a Pat Mahomes is probably your ideal situation when you're drafting a young quarterback. Let him sit behind for a year, then he takes over. But we've also seen it not work with a Jordan Love, and you're kind of seeing it with a Trey Lance, even though that's injury-related. It's still the same type of concept. They had a guy in place that was good enough. Not great in Jimmy G, but good enough. Well, are you okay sitting through a rookie learning curve with this team if they're put together?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I am, because I agree with what you said about the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes.
That's ideal.
That's ideal. You know, the Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. That's ideal. The
Bledsoe Brady,
Joe Montana, Steve Young, like that is something that
I wouldn't call this Bledsoe Brady though, because that was more they weren't drafting Tom Brady to be the next guy. They drafted him in the 6th round, and he happened to be there when Bledsoe got injured and never relinquished
Dak
it.
Romo.
Maybe that's what's happening with Purdy, Dak Romo. Maybe that's what's happening going on later. You know, you look at a Russell Wilson, where you
paid Matt Flynn.
You paid Matt Flynn.
You're welcome, Matt Flynn.
And then this 4th rounder
that's why it's okay
beats
to
him
take
out
flags.
in his first year and ends up winning the Super Bowl. You know, and then he turns to dust and gets traded to Denver, and now he's super cringe and terrible at football. But it's important to have that option to at least, because if you have a Nate Sudfeld, that's never going to be the case. But I'm not saying, and I've said it multiple times already this year, my number 1 wish list in this draft for the Detroit Lions is Jalen Carter, Joey Porter Jr. That would be the best thing that could happen to the Lions. If Jalen Carter is taken and he's gone and Bryce Young's still there, I'd want Bryce Young.
Well, that's who they had us taking in the mock draft today. The Todd McShay mock draft 1.0 was Joey Porter with the Lions' actual pick. With the Rams pick, they had us taking C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I don't want C.J. Stroud. I feel like C.J. Stroud is very similar to Goff on how
I think he's a bit more mobile.
He's not that mobile. That's the thing.
I mean, he's more mobile than Goff.
Yeah, but he doesn't really use it. He doesn't like to get out and extend plays and go outside the pocket. And when you take away his first read or provide him with some pressure, he kind of gets timid and backs off. I'd rather have Will Anderson than C.J. Stroud, but I'd rather have Bryce Young than Will Anderson.
See, my thing, I'm so set and sold on the philosophy of the rookie deal quarterback that, like, although, yeah, I would want Jalen Carter is like my ideal guy. And that's the thing, too. Like, everyone's like, who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to replace him with? You take these flyers. Russell Wilson was supposed to be Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott was supposed to be Dak Prescott. Tom Brady was supposed to be Tom Brady. And the list goes on and on. But other than that, like, you still take that guy regardless and it doesn't hurt you. Like, you could – Jalen Hurts is a second-round pick, too. Jalen Hurts was supposed to be Jalen Hurts.
Tyler Calvette put a good sorry if I butchered your name, but in the Woodward Sports chat.
Chauvet.
Tyler
Chauvet. That guy drinks wine out of a goblet.
Yeah. He said Stroud is like a better Kenny Pickett. And that's, a less mobile.
But on a rookie deal, I'm cool with that, to be honest with you.
But is that better than Goff?
I don't think so.
I think Kenny Pickett's better than Goff?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, especially, too, given the context of this offensive line, like, hell yeah. I mean, his rookie year, no, you're not going to see like the fruits of labor return like right then and there. But in the long term, like hell yeah, 110%. Jared Goff, an example of a guy you go to Super Bowl with, is limited in skill set, but on a rookie deal, you can afford to put an amazing team around him. You know, and again, I don't think you have to do this in the first round. Like you have to say, there's so many guys.
I don't want him to get a quarterback in the first round unless Bryce Young falls to him. 110%. Then I wouldn't mind it, but easy.
You got to get a backup quarterback as a type of insurance. But the best insurance around this place is Swiss Insurance. And with the holiday season, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you to insure those gifts of jewelry and or collectibles. In the last 3 weeks, Swiss has saved its clients an average of 26% on their premiums while increasing their coverage. That's a lot of money to free up for the giving season. Happy holidays from Swiss Insurance, and go Lions. One pride.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Taylor actually had like.
What up, though? See, I'm a heavyweight, so I gotta stuff myself into the sweater. It gets a little tight, a little snug, but I enjoy it, because it makes me happy. Just like gifts make the children happy at the hospital. All right, Children's Mott's Hospital, guys. This is year 3 of this thing. I think it's really awesome that Stick does this. It's one of the first things. The first time I came up to Woodward, that's what was going on, and it endeared me to the program right away. But we're collecting unwrapped and new toys, and we're stuffing our studio with them until we could hardly fit, just like me in the sweatshirt, like Spinny in his sweatshirt too. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to December 23rd as we stuff our studio,
Stop
baby.
it!
While you're all shopping, make sure you grab an extra toy and drop it off at our studio over by 15 Mile in Woodward out in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. Help us stuff our studio, and a special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping them safe.
And now we got to tell you about the Monroe Street Midway, because the Midway has swapped roller skating, basketball, and mini golf for a giant Arctic slide, winter bumper cars, an indoor arcade, and puck putt. Got to be careful with that one. With free entry to the site, enjoy a variety of new activities aimed at creating exceptional winter experiences for everyone. Get to the Midway this winter. Do enjoy Santa sightings and tasty treats and make magical memories in the most wonderful time of the year. And remember, I told you guys, I was politicking with the heads of the Monroe Street Midway during the Christmas party at Woodward Sports.
And you put us on the slide.
And they said they might want to get us going down the slide
We had
in
the
our
door-
Santa suits. So you might see the heavyweights out there on that frozen slide. And let me tell you, this frozen slide, honestly pretty scary. Honestly pretty scary. 20 feet tall, 80 feet long, and you're on an inner tube on a frozen slide. So
The inner tube is what like sketches me out.
it's like, yeah, like I don't have health insurance, so
yeah.
It's better than the Belle Isle slide.
okay, that's
Is it?
good. If I
Yeah.
break an ankle or something, like that's
Like if you're just going
chat,
down,
you got to foot the bill.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're making content for you guys. If I break an ankle, you got to foot my hospital bill at the very least.
If not that, just like the season-long courtside boys would be nice too. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But like when you're by yourself on the slide, you're just it's just you. When they're in a tube, like you have the possibility of like tipping over.
I said chat.
Like ending. What'd you say?
I said Woodward Sports chat.
Oh, chat and chat sound the same. Just
Yeah,
like
that's
puck
fair.
puck and puck putt. But I was saying. The slide though, in the inner tube, but you just end up on your neck by the time you get down there, and that's a whole lot of weight crashing down on our neck at the end of that slide ride. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but think about it, chat. You guys sign up. You send me $5 each.
Chat's like, my name's not Chat.
Woodward Sports chat. You guys send me $5 each, and if I break an ankle or something, I'll be fine.
Spencer's spending that $5 each on OnlyFans. Don't let them fool you guys.
Yeah,
What up,
true.
though? Welcome back to Woodward
I need
Heavyweights
to buy
Live
some-
on
I need to buy some
WoodSports.com. What'd you say?
What?
I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rex.
What up,
We got the
though?
legend Stick filling in for a young Seuss in the TD booth. JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. And we're rocking along on a Tuesday. We did a poll in the Woodward Sports chat. We asked, can the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? And you crazy, psychopaths said 84%. Stick, do you think they'll win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Did you vote yes?
I didn't vote
On
because I'm the admin today. I'm no
Okay.
longer the Fish Stick podcast in the chat. But, yeah, I mean, they can. Will they? Those are two different conversations, right?
I mean, anybody can.
Exactly. But, like, you guys were going through a
can
list of the
lose
people.
weight.
You only think one team in the NFC can anyways. So, I mean, then you're eliminating, how many other, you're eliminating, 15 other quarterbacks by saying, so, I don't know. My big thing with Jared Goff, I compare him to Jim Harbaugh and I compare him to Jim Caldwell. Jim Harbaugh, everybody wanted the hell out, right? Even though he was doing a hell of a job. They were patient with him, they kept him, and then all of a sudden, boom. These guys are perennial greatness teams that they're trotting out there. 13-0 for the first time in school history.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you got to be a little bit patient. Jim Caldwell, we'll never know. We never will. To me, he's the guy that got away. We should have kept him, given him more time. Adam and I go back and forth on that all the time. And the facts are, neither of us can be proven right or wrong. I think if he was given more time, he would have been more successful. Adam thinks if he was given more time, it probably would have resulted in the same thing. I just don't want to throw away something good that we have for a question mark that we don't know.
I feel that, and change is scary.
It is scary for me. It is scary.
Change is scary. But the only thing for me is, with Jim Caldwell and Jim Harbaugh is they don't go against the salary cap. And Jared Goff does go against the salary cap. And I know, Michigan fans and Detroit sports fans, they live in a certain fantasy world to where they think everything's going to work out and everybody's going to be a good guy and take one for the team. Jared Goff's not accepting less money on his next contract.
No, hell
It's
no,
not
he's
going to
not.
happen. So you're going to have to pay him $40 million a year.
It depends. It really depends on the market. Because if nobody else is coming after Jared Goff, where's he going to get that money from?
But they're not going to come at him at the tune of $40 million.
Yeah.
Like I truly don't think that's the case, and that's where you kind of like.
You think he'd re-sign for a $30 million contract with the Lions?
Do you think another team's going to pay him $50 million?
I think another team would, if he continues to play how he does, another team would give him a contract fitting for.
What team are you thinking?
Texans, something like that.
No, they're going to have number one pick this year. They're going to have Bryce Young.
Yeah, no.
Like I don't think that anyone's going to pay Jared Goff $50 million. Hell no, especially having.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, but
I don't think he's going to take any less though. I don't think he's going to sign a deal where he's getting paid $25 million.
I just hate even having the conversation. But we have him for 2 more years.
Yeah.
this is way too early to be talking about re-signing someone. Like, you had Kyler Murray, who's performed better than Goff as of late, up until obviously this year, struggled with a couple of injuries.
Also, this is what makes me mad about you guys. You guys say he's a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback. He's so great. He's the savior of the franchise. And then I say that, and I got 40 people in the Woodward Sports chat. Where's he going to go? Who's going to sign him? Nobody's going to do that.
Yeah.
If you think he's so good, why wouldn't it be a hot commodity on the free agency market? Maybe it's because he's not.
110%. And my personal belief, too, is like, for him to be successful, you need a McVay. You need Ben Johnson. Like, we saw Jared Goff without Ben Johnson and McVay last year, and it was ugly. And you could say, we didn't have any receivers. A lot more similar receiving core than you think. Amon-Ra St. Brown was there. Josh Reynolds was there. DJ Chark was not there. But guess what? DJ Chark has missed 8 games this season. We've only seen him in action, 4 games now? Like, the receiving corps is still pretty similar. You need a brilliant mind like Ben Johnson to help get the best out of Goff. And by the way, too, again, as a heavyweight, give my heavyweight some respect and some clout here. That offensive line has been tremendous. They've let up the least amount of sacks in the entire league this year. Like, I say top 3 or top 5 to stop myself from sounding like a slappy, but if we're being real about it, including the rushing game, Jamal Williams leading the league right now in touchdowns, even after not scoring last week, coming upon Barry Sanders' touchdown record, we could probably make a debate for them being number 1 in terms of offensive line. So, like, with the combination of that and Ben Johnson, like, you're going to get a lot out of Jared Goff. And even if you're a rookie, too, you're going to get a lot of almost any quarterback in a situation like that. They're good coaches. It's a good offensive line.
And Cornelius T. in the Woodward Sports chat, if Jared Goff is the quarterback y'all say he is, he's not going to be worth $40 million. You can't have it both ways. No, that's what happened. He literally got paid top 5 money and then got traded for a quarterback and had to give up a first-round pick so another team would accept that contract. That's literally exactly what happened to his career trajectory. So, yeah, I can say that because it literally happened.
Yeah. Good coach. I didn't read this comment, so I should proofread it before I go out and say it. But I'll go for it. Nicholas S. in the Woodward Sports chat says, "So good coaching equals wins. Bad coaching equals losses." Oh, the chat's scrolling. Bad coaching with wins equals good player. Bad player with good coaching equals, I shouldn't even read that. I don't even know. Yeah. Come on, guy. Can you use some commas in there or something like that? No. But this is where you get into the territory that I was talking. And this is a pipe dream. This is insane. This is literally like a Madden scenario. But I told you this before the season. I told you this when we were in Studio B. Is how I wanted the season to go. Because I foreseen this after seeing what Ben Johnson could do with a little bit that they had last year, that this was going to be a top 10 offense with everybody healthy and adding more to it. Because I didn't know it was going to be Jameson Williams, but I knew they were going to add something to this throughout the offseason. They needed another receiver in the offseason. But I wanted Jared Goff to have their top 10 receiver.
Yeah.
And then he becomes, if you don't want to pay him the $30 to $40 million, then he becomes a trade asset. And then if you get your rookie quarterback this year, the only thing that sucks is, like, at that point, maybe you do want to take a guy in the first round, just to be like more sure on his skill set. But then you get the extra draft capital from him too, and that's a pipe dream. I know people hate hearing that, but like it is a scenario that sets you up long term, and it kind of leads to this other topic too, like sustained success for this team.
Yeah.
Do you believe in it? Because this year's kind of gimmicky, is it not? We started the season 1-6, and now you're borderline playoffs. Like, it feels good, and you want to buy into it. But are you? Stick, you were going to say something before I even went there. I apologize.
Well, I was just going to say, everybody's talking about using a high draft pick on a quarterback, and that's going to be the next guy, and we're sure he's going to be better than Goff. What pick was Jared Goff?
Number 1.
Okay. So, like, for the Goff, this is kind of like using, like, Spence, what you were just doing, using their comments against him. If you think a number 1 or a top 5 draft pick is the answer, but you also think Jared Goff sucks, you're kind of proving your theory wrong. Because if Jared Goff isn't the answer as the number 1 overall pick, how can you assure me that a top 5 pick is going to be good?
Okay, taking it in a vacuum of what one player did at number 1, Joe Burrow's a pretty good number 1 overall pick. That worked out
Joe
pretty
Burrow
well
is too. How's Zach Wilson looking out as a top 10 or top 5 pick?
Not great. But there are a lot of other top 10. Like, it goes both ways. You can't be scared to draft a quarterback early because a couple didn't work out. You have to believe in your front office, which I believe in Brad Holmes implicitly. So.
See, I'm not scared to draft a quarterback. I'm scared that we're not going to draft a quarterback that's going to be exponentially better than Jared Goff. Like, if we're spending that draft capital on somebody, I want Joe Burrow. I don't want a little bit better Jared Goff, right? Because we already have that.
You can't guarantee a Joe Burrow, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Like, and by the way, I never liked Goff in the draft. I was like, I really just don't see how this guy's number one. No, I'm not trying to disrespect him, but like number one, you see like the Joe Burrows or like guys who just do like sweet stuff. He was always kind of like, I mean, what he is, he can make the throws if he has everything like set up perfect for him. And I get that's most scenarios for like a lot of guys. But my thing is like, at least give me an athlete. Right? Like, if I can't give me Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, for being 100% honest about the situation, isn't the best thrower in the NFL. Cam Newton wasn't the best thrower in the NFL. But if they could escape the pocket, they could make defense have, like, a second thought about, like, hey, should I, like, keep a spy on this guy? Should I drop back in coverage? Like, that gives you more opportunities. You can win football games like that.
Yeah.
You really can. And that doesn't necessarily have to be a scrambler, too. Like, just mobility. Extend the play.
Cam Newton got the same Super Bowl record as Goff, though.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, 100%. And
Cam Newton's also got an MVP.
And how many Super Bowls?
One.
Appearances. He didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, everybody knocks Goff. Oh, he made it, but he didn't win. Well, Cam Newton didn't either. So it's such a tough debate, and we got 2 more years to decide on it, which is the interesting thing. So once again, I don't necessarily think you need the draft capital this year. Next year, okay, because now we got 1 year left to Goff. Learn for 1 year. Now the team's yours.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying too. Like, it doesn't have to be a first round pick.
Yeah.
Unless you truly believe in a guy and you think like, damn, like I have a shot to take Bryce Young. Pull the trigger.
And I trust Brad Holmes to make that decision. He's smarter than me. He knows more about football than me. I trust Brad Holmes to pick someone who is going to exponentially make the team better.
And like you said, too, when those contracts come up, you want to pay Amon-Ra St. Brown. You damn sure as hell want to pay Penei Sewell. Like, you're going to need that extra cash space. You can't just be sitting here paying Jared Goff $30 million. I get it doesn't fall within the top 10 at that point 2 years down the road. But guess what? That's still more than 12% of your salary cap. And throughout the history of time, Tom Brady's the only one to win a Super Bowl have taken up that much point of your salary cap. That's why there's a statistic out there. Guys who've made the Super Bowl once in their career and never been back. Because typically they get those new deals around then, and then you lose your team.
That's what happens.
It's just facts.
That's what happens. So, and if you want to get big, like the Detroit Lions offensive line, you can go to Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever, has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. Jeff Okuda gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. Together, Jeff and Chad have been game planning all year long to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families. Special thanks to Lions players Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tracy Walker, Will Harris, and more, along with Lions alumni Lomas Brown and Joyak Bell, and the awesome people at Lighthouse Coolidge Community Building in Oak Park. Together, we'll make sure every child has new shoes, warm coats, hats, and socks, plus free haircuts to help everyone feel their best. And don't forget Woodward Sports, Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and Darren McCarty will be there too. Hope for the holidays from Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At Alta,
uptime
matters. I hope that was a hot mic. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
uptime
matters. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live at WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We got the legendary Stick in the building, the TD booth. We got JB Spool, the ones and twos. This is random. This is a funny story. I don't know if Stick remembers this, but when I agreed to come on to Woodward, and we had the meeting in the back, whatever. Not the other story you're thinking about.
I know.
I'm not gonna.
I was about to say.
I'll tell Stick that one.
We ain't supposed to tell people that.
But Stick was the guy who gave me my shot. He gave me my opportunity. He knew my one of our jiu-jitsu coaches, Chris. He went to high school with him. Yeah. And I was just so happy in the moment, or whatever.
You got to come in here and talk to Stick. I had to chase Adam down in a big boy.
That's how it goes. But when we were leaving, we were right there at that doorway, and sometimes it was awkward, right? Because we didn't really know each other. But we're looking, and the conversation kind of over, nothing else to say. And I was but I was so happy with the moment. I was and the other situation too. Yeah. I was I love you. It's I love you too, man. It's every second time ever meeting each other.
Awkward.
That's good stuff.
Nothing but love, Easy. I love both you guys. And JB.
Love you too, man.
Facts. All right, so I asked a question before we went to break there, and the Detroit Lions season has been kind of gimmicky in the way that we started 1-6, and now they've won 5 of the last 6.
Yes.
It feels good, and we're saying good things, but truly at the core of it, if you look at the context of the situation, do you believe that this team has a long-term possibility of sustaining that type of success?
I do believe. I swear I believe.
Indubitably.
You look at this. You look at the way they're winning these games. They're playing disciplined, opportunistic football. It's what I've been saying over this past winning streak, or good game streak, because it's not a winning streak. But over these past 6 games where they've been playing lights out football, they've been playing opportunistic, disciplined football. They have 11-3 turnover ratio in their last 6 games, forcing 11, only coughing up 3. They're one of the least penalized teams in the NFL in their last 6 games. And you see them learning how to win. You see them making the correct decisions down the stretch, whether that is to go for it, whether that is to take the points, kick the field goal, throw the ball to your right tackle, do what you need to do to get first downs. One of the biggest changes in my mind that I noticed from the beginning of the season to this stretch was in that Minnesota Vikings game. The drive before the Penei Sewell catch, they didn't even get any points out of it. But they chewed 6.5 minutes off the clock by running the ball, getting first downs, running the ball, throwing quick passes, staying in bounds, chewing the clock. They're learning how to win as young players. Like you said, this is the youngest roster in the NFL. There's only one player on this active roster that is over the age of 30 years old, and that is Michael Brockers, and he didn't even play. He was a healthy scratch against the Vikings.
Yep.
This is one of the youngest team in the NFL, and they are learning how to win. It is extremely impressive to see them playing. Dan Campbell has these guys playing this discipline, not shooting themselves in the foot, not turning the ball over, not having stupid penalties. And when it started to happen in the beginning of that Vikings game, they had 5 penalties in the first quarter. What happened? They flipped the switch, didn't let it get them down, didn't let them stop them. They went in there and they started making plays to win the game. They stopped giving penalties. They started making smart plays, and that is what impressed me, because how you win in the NFL, you don't turn the ball over, you don't penalize yourself, and you score when you're allowed to score, and that's what they did. They took advantage of the opportunities given to them. They did not turn the ball over, and they did not penalize themselves, and they ended up winning that game. And that's what impressed me the most.
And you believe this thing going long term?
I believe it is sustainable because we've seen them do it so far in these 6 games. We've seen them play without committing penalties. We've seen them win the turnover battle against different teams. It's not just a one-time thing. This is half a season that they've been playing this way. So I do believe it is fundamentally rooted by this coaching staff being instilled into these young players, so they're playing disciplined, complementary football.
100%. I mean, I have a couple different answers to this one because, yeah, I do believe that's part of the case. It's why one of the reasons I was a big defend the Glenn proponent was that it took time for these guys to learn how to play in this league.
Yes.
I had an actual face-to-face conversation in Chicken Wings with Lee McNeil.
Yeah.
All right, and he said, what's the difference? Like, I asked him. He was right there in front of me. We learned how to win. And it took time for them to learn how to win. It took time for not just the rookies in this team, but even the second-year guys like Aleem, too. Aleem's come on this year. He didn't have that. The performance he had against the New York Giants, we didn't see that yet in his career. And it's a very young career. This is only his second year. He hasn't had an entire second year to speak on. But, like, you get better as things go along. That's just your natural progression of, like, becoming a professional in any sport or anything, really. When we first started this thing, we were fumbling over words.
Yes.
We were swearing, acting like jackasses. And, like, over time, I've noticed it. I think we've gotten better.
I agree.
A lot less ums and uhs, like, out of us, too. Like, it's just how life works. You get better at things when you're a kid. You're 4 years. I have a 3-year-old right now. At one point,
I'm not 3. I'm Bryson.
yeah. At one point, he was stumbling and fumbling all over the place, like walking. Now he's running. Now he's climbing things. Like you get better as like time goes along until you get around stick stage. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I know. But I do believe it's sustained success. The only thing that like concerns me a bit. I actually think we get better, too, by the way. Like, if you take a Jalen Carter in the draft, my Lord.
Yeah.
But the only thing that concerns me.
Oh, man, I want Jalen Carter so bad.
And you spoke on it perfectly, too, with the turnovers, like winning football games. Like, since we started turning the ball over on defense, the Detroit Lions started getting W's.
Yes.
But
11-3 in these past 6 games.
Now, this is the other, I guess, take or point of view I'm going to look at it from. And this one hurts a little bit because this one is kind of the reality of the situation as well. Is like part of that sustained success is the genius of Ben Johnson.
It is.
And it's so brilliant that we may not be able to contain it for much longer.
It's like I talked about, the complexity of his run plays. You hear it. You hear Tony Romo. You hear Tiki Barber. You hear defensive coordinators, Chris Collinsworth, former NFL players and current NFL and defensive coordinators explain how intricate and complex the run scheme is that Ben Johnson has drawn up. There's not guys that can just go in there and implement this same kind of scheme and this same kind of game plan that Ben Johnson has. You have to have not only an advanced level of football IQ to do that, but to teach it to others, to teach it to linemen, to show them where they need to go, how they need to hit, what different actions can come off of different plays. You take that Penei Sewell pass as a perfect example. It worked because they set it up 2 plays before. Because you got Nelson sitting at right tackle, Penei Sewell lined up as a tight end, reporting eligible, and what do they do the first time? They send him in motion across, wham, block the edge, get the run play off of his ass. The next time, you send him in motion across, he fakes the wham block on the edge, skirts out, gets the first down catch. The defense cannot react in real time to the same look, same motion, same personnel, 4 different plays coming off of it. It's impossible.
And that is my one concern in it, because I truly believe that the sustained success, apologize for that one, the sustained success, shout out JB, is predicated on partly the offense. I think the defense has gotten better just through like skill, as everything I said about my kid and everything else we're leading it to. And I think that's going to continue to get better because you have 2 first-round picks, you have 2 second-round picks. How many third? Just 1? For the draft this year?
Just 1, yes.
Just a 1. Like, I truly believe that. It's just my concern is, like, the coaching.
Tyler Chauvette, again.
Tyler Chauvette.
He typed it in, but I forgot it again. I know it was Show.
Ben Johnson's like an MMA striker who uses feints. Yeah.
You use your
same
feints
way Kyle Shanahan operates in San Francisco.
Same way Leon Edwards knocked out Kamaru Usman. You feint that high kick. You learn that he's bending over. Feint the high kick. Whop!
You know what? That's the perfect example of the situation I was talking about with Jared Goff. You have a brilliant offensive mind, Kyle Shanahan over in San Fran. You have Trey Lance goes down. Jimmy G goes down, which Jimmy G you make work, and he's kind of like a Goff guy too. Then you have
Jimmy G and Goff are very similar.
Yes. Then you have Brock Purdy going, and you're thinking, I mean, typically on any coaching staff that doesn't have a brilliant offensive mind, you're kind of effed, right? But he ran that scheme and that exact game. I think it was against the Dolphins. The same formation, time and time over again, because they can still execute off that for everything you said.
Yes.
You're throwing those feints, and you got to pump fake them every once in a while. The defense is falling for it, and something else is opening up for you.
And because they're paying Jimmy Garoppolo. It was what, $10 million, $12 million a year. What he re-upped for?
Bingo.
They can afford to get a George Kittle, Debo Samuel, Bryce Ayuk, trade midseason for Christian McCaffrey while having a Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
And again, Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes.
He's not considered a good quarterback. But they're making it work because they have an offensive genius. That's why when people are out here throwing, like, Jared Goff is telling you he's top 10 and all that good stuff like that. Can we get some respect for these offensive coordinators?
Yes.
They're the ones drawing this stuff up.
I agree. They
have also a great offensive line. I apologize.
They have a great offensive line. They have a lot of great players around them. And,
I digress.
And, they got to get big to get on that offensive line. If you want to get big, you need some meat in you.
Whoa.
And we got the spot for you. That is the Butchery, because the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is the Butchery. You can call 248-682-2697. Yes, 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. And I just cooked up a couple steaks from the Butchery last night, and they were perfect. I'm telling you, go check my Twitter. If you don't believe me, I posted it. I tagged the Butchery. I tagged the Butchery's website, so you can go order some yourself at thebutcherysl.com.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
As chilly weather meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and Monroe Street Midway. The Midway is a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, you grab drinks at the Lodge before and after the Detroit Lions whoop on some aces. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with DeckedOutDetroit.com. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
We got the legendary Stick in the TD booth, JB Smooth in the 1s and 2s. Real quick for the sustained success topic, too. The way they're winning these games. Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth to a playoff team, the New York Giants. Smash Mouth. Can you say Smash Mouth loss? Does it work that way?
Yeah.
Smash Mouth
tough loss.
Tough loss.
Yeah.
Tough loss to the Buffalo Bills. They're just a better team at the end of the day. Smash Mouth victory against the Jags. Smash Mouth victory against the Vikings. That's sustained success. That's a mentality. That's something that carries it, season in and season over.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Dan Campbell's a rah-rah guy, but you have AG in there that those guys love and respect.
Yes.
When I talked to Liam, he called AG a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, and we know Ben Johnson's a genius too. We've heard it from multiple people when they try to scheme for his game plans. I feel like AG is somewhat the same because you remember the situation with Lamar Jackson last year. Teams were calling him up saying, "How the hell did you do that?"
Yeah.
Especially what you got. But with that genius, it takes those players, especially those young players, in which we have the youngest team in the league, youngest defense for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Takes some time to grasp that. And that's one of the reasons Ben Johnson's offense is not replicated very much. Takes guys. Well, it's tough.
It's tough. There's a steep learning curve for an offense like that. And this defense, you talk about being smash mouth. What they've been doing recently is stop the run. And it's been extremely impressive. I got numbers over this win streak. By the numbers. Over this winning streak. So it started at Green Bay, right? Or with Green Bay. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon combined for 74 yards. And then you got Chicago.
It's crazy, those two good backs.
We're taking out quarterbacks because
yes,
we're talking about stopping the running backs.
Yes.
Khalil Herbert, and David Montgomery combined for 94 yards. A little bit better. And then you had Saquon Barkley coming into that game.
Top 5 rusher in the league this year.
Probably the best running back in the league at that point. Yeah. Coming into that game. He was probably number 1 outside of like Derrick Henry.
Actually, I think he was.
15 carries, 22 yards. And then you got Devin Singletary, who's not great, but Buffalo's a good team. 72 yards. Travis Etienne having a great second year. Coming back from his first-year injury, playing with his college quarterback, 54 yards. And then most recently, Dalvin Cook, top 5 in rushing yards in the NFL. Always shreds the Lions. Great offense, great offensive line, but a couple were banged up.
They're not great.
They were good if they're healthy. They're great. They are missing their center and their left tackle.
They're good.
Which are 2 more important parts. Great running back.
Yes.
Great scheme to get him in open space. 23 yards. The Lions defense, starting in the middle, has been stopping the run recently. And you're looking at guys like Aleem McNeil, Isaiah Buggs, Josh Pascal,
Aiden Hutchinson plays a
John
really well
Kaminsky.
Too. Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson. These guys are selling out. And it's not always them making the plays. We see Jeff Okudah getting back there making tackles behind the line. Obviously, our boy Malcolm, Alex Anzalone making plays. You had Mike Hughes had like 3 tackles for loss against the Vikings. He was shooting because these big uglies in the middle.
The heavies.
Shout out. We've been there. The big uglies that don't get all the glitz and glamour because they're not getting the sacks, they're not getting the stats. But Isaiah Buggs and Lee McNeil taking up 2 blocks, linebackers filling those holes, and then you let a secondary member like Jeff Okudah or Mike Hughes come screaming in and clip that running back on the ground. It's amazing to watch the gang tackling. Jeff Okudah is the best tackling cornerback in the NFL. Jeff Okudah,
without doubt,
is the best. Comes up and lays hits on running backs and helps out in the running game. Is unlike, honestly, anything I've personally ever seen out of a Detroit Lions cornerback.
You can't think of another cornerback in the league, in my opinion.
No. It's like Jalen Ramsey's a great tackling cornerback as well because
Jeff Okuda's better.
He's also big and like Jeff, they're both bigger guys.
I just don't even think of him. I think of him as more of a coverage guy than a tackler.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Okuda's in a weird scenario where he's almost a better tackler than he is a coverage guy, but he's still this year been pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good at coverage as well.
Yeah, and I went to when I did my by the numbers for this statistic, I started back in Miami. You have the situation in Dallas where obviously Dallas stomped the mud hole in our ass. Of course, again, I'm not bashing the guy, but Jared Goff gave him the ball 4 times in that game, and obviously they're running the clock because they want to get the hell out of there, go home, and do whatever the hell else. Had 180 plus on us, but after that, as you went down by the numbers, that was the last team to have over 100 plus rushing yards on the Detroit Lions. In fact, teams have only averaged 62 yards rushing from the running backs. A game since then.
Yeah.
And that's up there. I looked and seen who's the best running teams. The run stopping teams in the league right now. Let's brought up the Ravens, Titans, Bucks, Saints, and then the Bengals. The Ravens doing damn good. They're averaging 43 since week 8.
Ravens always have a nasty defense.
They do. Titans averaging 47 since week 8. The Bucks averaging 100 yards since week 8. The Saints 94 and the Bengals 85. That's putting them along the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, going by the numbers, top 3 running defenses in the league. Again, specifically speaking to the running back, a lot of the situations with the quarterback running, those aren't designed run plays outside of
it's a
Jalen
scramble,
Hurts.
It breaks down, something like that.
So I'm not really counting that. And we're adding to that defense, bro, again. Joey Porter's a secondary piece is going to help with the pass game, which they've been pretty solid at.
Yeah.
Last week, I understand that Justin Jefferson literally set a record-breaking game on them for the Vikings. But you look at the reality situation too. Jeff Okudah had the illness; he was in and out of the game all day. That's why you saw moments where Mike Hughes was covering him. And we already told you by the numbers last week too. I think it's 49 yards a game Justin Jefferson averages against Jeff Okudah straight up.
Yeah,
he's typically like the cure for that. But again, last week banged up.
He was in and out. You saw it every time he was dealing with an illness, so he couldn't play the whole game. And every time he would come off the field, they would immediately throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson would get a big gainer every single time Jeff Okudah stepped off the field, and you looked at Jeff Okudah, and he's standing on the sideline, and he looked pissed off because you have Mike Hughes or you have Amani Omowarie in there trying to stay attached to a guy of the caliber of Justin Jefferson who just simply can't do it. So you need a guy like Jeff Okudah who's going to go out there, he's going to at least put up a fight. He's a guy that you can feel comfortable with putting on that cornerback or putting on the number one wide receiver every single game. He is a guy you can feel confident with lining up against the other team's best playmaker in their offense and saying, all right, we know Hefe is going to go out there and he's going to at least get the job done. We know Hefe is going to go out there and he's going to make it tough for this receiver to go out there and have a good time. So I'm very excited of the prospect of adding another guy like that, because I do believe Joey Porter Jr. is that. I do believe Joey Porter Jr. can be a shutdown cornerback because, again, we talked about it. I have a love affair with big cornerbacks, and Joey Porter Jr. is a big cornerback. He's big, long, rangy, great in coverage, also great in tackling, stepping up and making plays. So him opposite Jeff Okudah would be like Spider-Man meme.
He's got that legacy in him too.
Yeah,
we've been seeing this more. Two things, I guess, and you could say one thing's like an anomaly, and once you have two of them, you then have a data point and something that's like reoccurring. That's cornerbacks coming out of this first round have been beasts. From Patrick Surtain to Stingley was all right this year. Obviously, you have our guy from Detroit, Sauce too. There's another guy I'm missing as well.
J.C.
Horn, and then perfect one to spin off of these guys. Their dads, former coaches, Antoine Winfield, J.C. Horn, freaking.
Who? Oh yeah, Patrick. You already said Patrick Surtain.
His dad played too.
Yeah, or
J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn. Yeah, Patrick Surtain's dad played. Didn't the guy who got drafted this year for Stingley, Derek Stingley Jr.
Yeah. Samuel.
Yeah.
Asante Samuel Jr. Freaking, I go way back, go to Clay Matthews. Like the lineage of like football players like that too. Like you have that, and with Joey Porter, and we know Joey Porter's a coach, and we obviously know Detroit loves player coaches. Imagine we get Joey Porter in that locker room too. I mean, I'm sure Kelvin Shepard's he's done a damn good job as a linebacking coach because he's really not working on much, and they're working.
They're playing well.
Yeah.
Anzalone's having a fantastic game. Fantastic year. That's
100%.
Very impressive to me to see. The guy's making plays too. It's not just like he's the only guy out there, and so he's filling the state. Like, he's making impactful plays. I'm very impressed with what I've been seeing out of my fellow long-haired brother, Alex Anzalone.
Yeah, me too.
He's playing well, but if you're still doubting this Lions defense, you don't think they can get it done, you might need something to talk to, and we got it for you. That is SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. And trust me, everyone, I used to work in this field. I know that coming forward and seeking help can be a big problem, because the people doing so think they're being judged for the sickness they have, and that is where stigma comes from. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. Jeff Okuda gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. Together, Jeff and Chad have been game planning all year long to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families. Special thanks to Lions players Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tracy Walker, Will Harris, and more, along with Lions alumni Lomas Brown and Joyak Bell, and the awesome people at Lighthouse Coolidge Community Building in Oak Park. Together, we'll make sure every child has new shoes, warm coats, hats, and socks, plus free haircuts to help everyone feel their best. And don't forget Woodward Sports' Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and Darren McCarty will be there too. Hope for the holidays from Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got a $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We got, almost said it, Chris, but we got Stick, the legendary Stick in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the 1s and 2s. JB, I apologize, man. Usually we go to you more, but we've been going hard today.
Yeah, I know you guys been on a heater. I respect it though.
Anything you wanted to speak up on?
Just the change in the Lions that you're seeing right now. I gotta add on to what Spencer was saying as well. What I'm seeing more is trust. And that's not only on the field, but also in the locker room as well, too. Because they go out there and they're trusting the guys lined up next to them and also the guys playing backfield that they know if they're going to get burnt, that they've got covers back there. And also that they're buying in more with Dan Campbell. I know he came in here as the jokester pretty much and, the players type of coach, but they're buying in. They're actually seeing that, hey, what he's telling us is actually working and it's working to our advantage. So it's just a trust more for me.
Yeah, I think it's 100% spot on. Yeah.
Before the show, I told you I saw a tweet from Isaiah Buggs, and he was like, "Man, I can't wait to go back and get in some more work. Can it be Wednesday already? Because today's their off day."
Yeah.
Could you imagine a player in the Quintricia era saying something like that?
Hell no.
Hell no. These guys want to be there, want to be working, want to be with each other. Every time they break it down after the games, family on 3, 1, 2, 3, family.
Yeah.
It's different. It is a different vibe. It is a different type of buy-in. It's not, I know everything, I'm going to do everything right. It's Dan Campbell listening to his coaches, listening to his players, and leading these guys so they know that he is doing what's best for them. And now it is resulting in wins, which even enhances the buy-in.
100%. And like JB said, it's beyond just the players themselves. I don't know if you guys remember when things weren't going well, it was Dan Campbell, when you go up there during the pressers, and he's like, look, it's a lot of guys who they don't trust each other, right? Like JB said, like there's a guy, if you're sure this guy's going to be back there in coverage, when you're bracketing a guy like Justin Jefferson, you could be a little bit more aggressive with them, you know what I'm saying, at the point of attack. And it's beyond that too. Beyond just the field trust, you have the off-field trust. Like I said, the conversation with Lee McNeil, he called AG a genius.
Yeah.
Which means they trust the game plan. And that's clearly showing if you turn your season around from 1-6 to 6-7 at this point. Subpar 500 is crazy to think about. But, like, you don't do that unless you trust the game plan, unless you trust the scheme that the coaches are handing down to you. And, like, for the situation to be 1-6 and you still be trusting what's being put out in front of you, like, look, this is going to work. You just got to do what we're telling you to do. And you're following through and doing that means you trust that guy. Yeah.
How easy would it have been for those players to, after a 4-13-1 or whatever the 4-12, whatever the record was last year, 4-12-1,
throw in the towel,
and a 1-6 start to this season.
Yeah,
to be like, all right, this ain't it. Never mind, we're over it.
Yeah,
this isn't working. But no, they bought in. They stayed. They stayed Biden. They stayed
bought in.
They stayed bought in.
Play noise, JB.
And they continued.
Are you pretending to be stupid, or are you just
they
stupid?
continued to go out there and give 120% effort for Dan Campbell and for their brothers next to him.
Yeah.
And you saw it. And it helps that it's a bunch of young guys.
Yes, it does. 110%. I was going to say something else about the trust, but the whole situation you had there just threw me the hell off. It's all right, though. Let's bring it back to the offensive side of the ball. I want to talk about DJ Chark. You're part of a show, BD, from 11 to noon. I'm sorry, 11 to 1 every day on Woodward Sports. And you guys have been throwing some shade his way. And I get it. He was hurt. He did have the
Who was?
What do you mean, who was? Your boy that sits in that seat, Neil.
When?
DJ Chark?
Yeah.
The entire time he was hurt. Every time the conversation came up.
Really?
Yeah. He talked about it today, too.
I don't really remember. I mean, yeah. Go off, King.
He literally said it today. Like 2 weeks ago, we're giving him a lot of slander. We can no longer do that. He said that today.
Yeah.
Even.
I didn't know that's where this was going, but yeah.
Oh no! Well, it's on the paper. It's like revisiting the DJ Chark signing.
Yeah. No, I didn't know this was like a BDE.
Well, no,
I honestly I don't remember them. Like everybody
it.
hated on him that much, but
I didn't. Well, I mean, it was an injury situation, right? Like, dude obviously can perform. He's a former Pro Bowl receiver. It just had the structural damage to his ankle. It took him out, and then. By the way, structural damage is like that sounds scary as hell.
Yeah, it does.
You can't be sure he's gonna come back from that one. You did invest $10 million in him, and that's where like Neil was stepping in. It was like bad investment. I guess we get to move on from that. But now, back-to-back 90-yard games, touchdowns in two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was scoring touchdowns beforehand too, and that's semi with the injury before he finally sat out to get fully healthy. Is it too soon to revisit a conversation about like bringing him back to this team?
No, I mean you got to obviously revisit that conversation because he's gone at the end of the year. So for me, it doesn't matter. I'd be happy either way if they signed him. I've talked about it like a 2-year, $17 million deal, something like that, to keep him in Detroit, or they pass on him and decide to go a different route. Neither would make me mad or happy. I'd be cool with either of them because, like you said, when healthy, he is effective. He is proven can be a Pro Bowler in this league before. He is proven that when he's healthy in this offense, you look against the Bills, it was one of his first games back. He only had 2 catches, but he had a touchdown. Against the Jags, 5 catches, 98 yards. Against the Vikings, 6 catches, 94 yards and a touchdown. So when he's healthy, when he's on the field, he is a weapon and he can be used, but yeah, it doesn't matter to me either way. If they sign him, if they don't, I trust Brad Holmes with my life. No, when he's healthy, he can be a weapon for any team he's on. But that is the big thing: is when he's healthy. If he can stay healthy, and he hasn't done that consistently for a year since he made that Pro Bowl team.
And I know we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, which we've now labeled as a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Facts.
But he's not the type of deep threat that DJ Chark is. He doesn't even have like the link that DJ Chark has, like in the end zone as a red zone threat.
You know who does though?
Jamison Williams.
Jamison Williams.
But DJ Chark's even bigger than him. He's 6'4".
Yeah.
But I'm with you on the deep threat part of it. But I mean, throughout the offseason too. I mean, you remember I was going to training camp every single day out there getting sunburned, my big brown ass. But I'd be like, "Yo, DJ Chark, he's looking nice." And the season started, and we're kind of like, what happened? And then he goes on IR.
Yeah,
I don't know if did he officially go on IR or he just sat out?
I think he just sat out. But you remember that practice they had at Ford Field?
Yeah.
That was open to the public. He had 3 touchdowns and made a bunch of great plays.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, all right.
Yeah, because I was texting you the updates and tweets were firing off.
Everything's going to be, I was getting all the clout because Eazy couldn't tweet them out. But it was impressive. And we've seen that when healthy.
Yeah.
Since he's gotten healthy and been reinstituted in this offense, he has been the weapon that we thought he would be at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's a big body. He's a deep threat. We talked about it at the beginning of the year, him saying Ben Johnson has used him in ways that no other coordinator or head coach has used him before. It sounds kind of weird when I say it like that, but it's impressive to see them moving him around the field, running different route trees, running different packages, and it's.
You went there first.
I know.
Hey, yo!
I expect him. I expect them to re-sign him. I don't know how much he's going to ask for, but if they can get him, like I said, around 2 years, anywhere under $20 million.
I want to make one more point because Stick's already shaking his head. Hell no, but
$20 million.
That's what he gets. He's got paid 1 year with $10 million this year. So
right, on a prove-it contract. And what has he proven?
He's proven that when he's healthy, he can
now
be a
healthy,
factor.
yeah.
When healthy. All right, the best ability is availability. But second of all, of anybody on the team right now, obviously Jamison's going to be the 1 next year.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra's the slot next year. So who is the number 2? I mean, Reynolds is just, in my opinion, is just as good as Chark has been, and he's going to be a discount of that price too.
That's fair.
And I don't think Chark's earned it enough to even where another team is going to pay him $10 million.
I think someone will if he finishes the season healthy. Because the only reason I bring it up too is like, I do feel like J-Mo can replace like that role. I mean, I think he's being bred just for that. He is like your ex-receiver. But just a rapport, I guess, the trust that Jared seems to have in him. Because let's be real about Jared Goff. We don't see him throw that ball deep too often. In fact, in the Vikings game, whether it's by design or whatever the reason was, there was a lot of those screen plays. And on third down, too, like third and long, and we're throwing those screen plays. It's getting kind of annoying at a certain point. But, I mean, Jared Goff is a guy who doesn't throw deep too often, likes to go deep to DJ Chark. And even the situation last week, not the Vikings game, but the Jaguars game, there's one was double coverage.
Yeah.
And Chark had made the play on it. So I guess that's what makes me wonder. But I do agree. I think Jameis, like what Sticks said, I think J-Mo's being bred for that role. What do you think,
sure.
JB?
No, I like DJ Chark. I mean, I can't really see anyone else that's going to be a free agent coming up next year that they want to sign a little bit more. If they can get him to maybe that, 2-3 years, 17 mil, all right, cool. I'm good with it because it would be a nice combination of just having those 3 out there on the field. Amon-Ra, J-Mo, and then DJ Chark. I mean, it's a 3-headed monster right there.
It's fair.
That's fair. And there's a lot of Lions doing great things on that team, and there are also a lot of Lions doing great things in the community, including Jeff Okuda partnering up with our fearless leader Chad Johnson and his project, The Wicked Awesome Wishes, to present hope for the holidays on Tuesday, December 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Coolidge Lighthouse Community Building on Coolidge Highway in Oak Park. Jeff Okuda and the Detroit Lions gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit by teaming up with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Witches. Jeff and Chad have been planning all year to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families around Detroit. The event will include new shoes, wicked awesome clothing, warm hats, socks, coats, haircuts for everyone to make sure they're looking great for the holidays, warm meals, and holiday cheer. An opportunity for you all to meet Jeff Okuda and his teammates Tracy Walker, Malcolm Rodriguez, Will Harris, Deshaun Elliott, Chris Board, Anthony Pittman, Josh Woods, and of course the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Special guest appearance by Lions alumni Joyke Bell and Lomas Brown. And the Woodward Sports veterans will be down there, such as Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, and Darren McCarty. Participants will also get an opportunity to compete for giveaways like Lions tickets, special prizes, and much more. So make sure Tuesday, December 20th, you head down to the Coolidge Community Building and take a part of Hope for the Holidays with Chad Johnson, Jeff Okuda, and Wicked Awesome Wishes.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff a Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff a Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on.
This is the most random comment. Chat's been actually random as hell today.
Chat's been very random today.
Very random today. Shout out to everybody in Woodward Sports Chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button.
They don't have to suss the roast, so they're like Dan Campbell during a 3rd and 7. They're just looking everywhere else.
Yeah, they got lost in the wave.
Yeah.
But the most random one so far today, David Sloan. I always picture Braylon singing the Chili Peppers theme song. What?
You don't have to go to the
I can't
beach,
picture it at all.
No.
I'll never be able to hear Cranberry again and not think of Braylon.
Cranberry. And the best part, it's the most slept on part. Everybody likes the Cranberry. Everyone likes the okay.
Yeah.
The best part is right before he says okay. He goes, ah. It makes me laugh every time.
No, the best part is cracking into a lukewarm, fresh off the shelf Citron.
Drink it warm, baby. Yeah.
Get dope like me.
Yeah.
Why wait?
Why wait? We got a couple places we could take this one. Should we say the basketball one and see if Sus comes back tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right.
What, I don't know basketball?
No. I'm joking. No, he just loves basketball.
He's a big basketball
I feel, yeah, honestly, I feel
big
bad.
basketball guy.
Big ball guy here.
Brian Baldinger.
Brian. That's a funny last name.
Hey, yo!
The Detroit Lions, once upon a time, the Lions opened up, were +1 in this game against the
New York Jets.
New York
football Jets.
In the Netherlands.
They're playing in the Netherlands.
But now, tables have turned. Detroit Lions are -1 favorites.
Yeah, obviously the injuries to Mike White and Quinnen Williams that happened in the Jets' last game are a big factor to that. Mike White and Quinnen Williams are both still day-to-day, and everybody's talking about Mike White. What are we going to do without Mike White? I'd be more worried about Quinnen Williams, personally. Quinnen Williams is one of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL. And if you don't know who he is, he's the guy from Alabama that sneezed and blessed himself in his pre-draft interview. He's like, bless you, thank you.
Psychopath.
He's a psycho, but he is really good. He's really good at causing pressures. He's really good at stopping the run. He has one of the highest sack ranks out of interior defensive linemen in the NFL. So if he doesn't play, I think that's a bigger blow to this Jets team than if Mike White doesn't play, personally.
I agree. I mean, the strength of that team is their defense. A lot of people, beginning of the year, my biggest beef were like the Giants and Jets being brought up in comparisons to the Detroit Lions and their rebuild.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the same situations. Those defenses were set light years ahead of us. Now it's almost miraculous that the Detroit Lions defense is caught up with as many young pieces that they had, because Quinnen Williams, first-round pick.
Yes.
Leonard Williams, a first-round pick.
Great player.
Dexter Lawrence was looking like the best defensive tackle in football there for a minute, outside of obviously Aaron Donald. But I mean, the numbers were up there. In fact, the numbers at a certain point were better than Aaron Donald's.
Yeah.
He's playing damn good ball.
We got my boy Quan Alexander playing at a high level, staying healthy this year.
110%.
Obviously, Sauce Gardner, Detroit's own.
And it's crazy too. Like, those are the two teams getting compared to the Lions, and now look at
it.
Giants 7-5, 7-5-1. Only one game off from Detroit Lions. Well, two technically if you want to count the tie they had.
That tie is going to screw the Lions so like,
They
of
played-
all the Lion-esque things that like they got rid of this year, that tie is like the most Lion-esque thing.
Yeah.
Like, when they're making the comeback, they're going to be enough to potentially make the playoffs. They would have had the tiebreaker over both of those teams, and now it doesn't even matter.
Now they don't have it over either of them.
Yeah, and the one team that they can compete with, that they lost to, Seattle.
Yeah.
So like if it would have been Seattle and New York, cool with it. Seattle and Washington, cool with it. But New York and Washington screwed the Lions so bad.
They still play each other another time.
Yeah, but
so
still,
one of them's ultimately taking an L.
Yeah, but if you have the same amount of losses as them,
You win.
The tiebreaker's void because they have a tie.
Yeah.
They have half a win.
Yeah.
We can't worry about it. Ultimately, the Detroit Lions got one out, and whatever happens, happens. It definitely would suck if they had a hell of a comeback season.
Say you both finish with 9 wins. They get in because they have the tie, even though you beat them head-to-head.
No, I know, but I'm saying it is what Detroit Lions got one out. That's all I have to worry about.
For sure.
If they have more, yeah.
On to the Netherlands.
But on to the Netherlands. It is kind of funny though. Those were two teams being thrown in the faces of the people defending Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
And they're only 1 game off. Love it.
Yeah, Dabo kind of fell off pretty hard. I think.
And we broke it down too here as well. We looked at the schedules. The Giants played a lot lesser schedule than we have. We did it the other day too. Looked at every single opponent of the Detroit Lions. More than half of them in the playoffs this year. At least the playoff picture.
I kind of want to save it for tomorrow.
You have to. There's a minute left.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
All right, we'll tease it for tomorrow. Tomorrow has Dan Campbell thrown his hat into head coach of the year.
Ooh.
But that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all for tapping in with the heavyweights. You know where we are. We're live on WoodwardSports.com from 5 to 7 Monday through Friday. For the man to my left, the one, the only Speak Easy, the Goat Stick filling in the TD booth, our boy JB Smooth on the 1s and 2s. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Here's another thing that happened. These things happen during the game, but so we're in that situation, and the fans are doing the wave around the stadium, and so I'm just watching, and I hear Ben Johnson's like, "Hey, coach, you want to?" And I'm so focused on the wave, and I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And I look up, and we're throwing it to Panay, and I'm like, "What the fuck are we doing?" He said it was fine. So, but it worked out great. It was unbelievable. Listen. We knew it would be wide open. We worked the heck out of it. We've seen him run the reps. We've seen him flip his hips. He's got soft hands. And the only thing the only thing I was worried about that I want to make sure Goff got to him was